while you're here, don't forget, subscribe to this YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, give us a thumbs up, and share this with your network. All right, so today is for all the presenters, the speakers, everybody that has to stand in front of the room. If you are one of those folks and your job is to stand up and present and make sure that what you're presenting is heard, it's clear, and it makes sense, and it also gets people up, moving, buying, or whatever, have you ever struggled with that? Have you ever thought, surely there's got to be another way? Well, today I'm going to introduce you to somebody who's going to tell us all about presenting, why we should, how we shouldn't, and we're going to talk about something called resultations.
So what's the opposite of that, which you never want to do, and I don't say never very often, but I will stand on never on this one, is you don't go into autopilot and go, oh, I've got this slide deck, or take this slide from that presentation and this slide, and I'm going to do what I call the pick, peck, repeat method. I'm going to pick this slide, I'm going to pick that slide, I'm going to peck at them, I'm going to put them all together, and now I have a new slide deck, and I go walk in and give it.
Wow. Pick, peck, and what?
Repeat.
Pick, peck, repeat. I'm using that someplace, I don't know where, but I absolutely love that. That is so good. You know, this brings up the thing you talked about being able to measure the results. Now, you have trademarked something called resultation.
Yep. And you know, that's an interesting story because through my work, and just to tell a quick story, a lot of times, I said, oh, my joke, what do you do to become a presentation strategist? I'm like, oh, you get a math degree. But really what you do is you evolve your career and you always stay curious and you always say yes. So it doesn't matter if it was teaching, if I was a decade in direct marketing and made it to the top 2% of that organization,
Wow.
if I was a presenter manager and a VP of professional learning and sales enablement in corporate America for 15 years. And I kept asking that question. And eventually I realized if I had a word for it, because that's how the human brain works, if we have a word for something, it will help people change their mindset and it will help people change their approach. And so one day I was getting a little frustrated with an executive that will rename nameless. And I said, no, you're missing the point. It's about results and going after a resultation. And all of a sudden I paused and I went, I think I'm onto something.
I think, yeah. Hold
Jotted
on,
that
write
word
that
down.
down.
And he goes, what did you say? And I said, you have the wrong mindset. He was kind of in that pick, peck, repeat mindset that I'm good. I've done this 1,000 times. I'm just going to go in. And then on the other hand, he was frustrated on why he wasn't getting more results. I'm like, well, that's why.